So where have we made it to?
We are in Alert Bay. We got in just a short little while ago, got all set up and tied off. We are at the Numgees dock. The Numgees Nation make their home in Alert Bay. There's also a municipal government, the village of Alert Bay, and together there's about 1,000 people on the island. And Alert Bay is traditionally a fishing community, but now they do have lots of tourism going for them, and they still have lots of active fishing boats, and there's fishing boats at the floats all behind us. So we're a bit on the outside, but that's okay. We had BC Ferries in earlier, and we didn't get too much of a wake. There is a really spectacular cultural center, Umista, that we're going to head to, and it's just across the water, and we're really looking forward to our time here. So what do you think of Alert Bay?
I'm really glad you brought me here. It's I've been past Alert Bay several times, and I've always thought what a cool little waterfront they have. As you go by, there's a lot of old buildings, and there's some that are fixed up, and they're colorful. But I've never taken the time to stop. But Devlin knows people here, of course, and we're staying at the floats, the wharf, in the village, but like we have to take the dinghy to shore. We're on a dock with pilings, but it's fallen apart a bit, so they're working on upgrading it right now. And actually, at the head of the wharf, where it attaches to the land, It's all new lumber, all planking, and so it looks like there's some action happening. But it was very nice of Devlin's friend to offer to let us stay here for the night. That way we can tie up, and even though we got to take the dinghy to shore, it's just sometimes nice to tie up to a dock. We saw the Cultural Museum, which was beautiful. A lot of amazing masks and regalia.
Old
different
photos of
yeah.
old communities.
Yeah, that was actually the coolest part of that place, was the old photos of these villages with longhouse after longhouse on these boardwalks and canoes, and just thinking what this must have been like 100 years ago. And then in town, we walked the other direction. There's the old net loft and some old buildings that you could see. This was a really active fishing port. There were over 1,000 fish boats here in its heyday that sort of were based on it. There's a photo of it with like 1,000 fish boats. I can't even imagine. And there were 2 theaters and hotels, and
The taxis had to get a party bus going.
yeah, because they couldn't keep up. So I can't even imagine what that was like. That was only in like probably the 50s or 60s.
So yeah, 60s and 70s.
So that's not that long ago that was this busy here. Actually, my dad, before I was born, was a commercial fisherman and met my mom in Ocean Falls on the central coast of BC, and he would have come here for sure. So we're going to call him after this and give him a belated Happy Father's Day, because we were out of cell service at the time. So gonna give him a call and ask him. We'll tell him we're in Alert Bay and ask him if he's ever been here. It would probably be interesting to hear some of his stories. And yeah, a very, very cute little town. Like, I think there's a lot of pride here. There's boardwalks from one end to the other that are in great condition. There's a BC ferry that comes here, so you can drive here, bring your car. I think there's a campground. There's an airstrip.
Everyone's really friendly.
Yeah, what a great place. Like,
Groceries.
there's a grocery store, lots.
Restaurants.
Yeah, restaurants. Yeah, I'm really glad that we stopped here. And I know Devlin was quite excited to stop here. And I can't believe it's taken this long for me to finally make the time, but I'm glad that we got to do that together. And tomorrow is not going to be a super early start because we have to work with the tides again. And so we'll probably leave around 10 o'clock. Head to a place called Lagoon Cove. And there's an otter or something swimming behind you, coming towards us.
Oh, more visitors.
He is coming right to this dock.
I don't know what that is.
Anyways, yeah, so we are going to go to Lagoon Cove. I have some friends there, and they've actually been on episodes before, James and Angela, so we'll go catch up with them. Hey, how are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Good. Happy belated Father's Day.
Oh, thanks. Where are you guys?
You're on speakerphone. Devlin's here.
Hi, Al.
Hi, Devlin. How are you?
Good, good. We're in Alert Bay.
Have you ever been here?
Whereabouts are you?
Alert Bay.
Alert Bay. Oh, okay.
You've been here before, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have.
Back in your fishing days?
Yeah. Well, that's good. So how's the weather been for you? And the waves been pretty choppy or pretty calm?
It was a bit rough coming across Queen Charlotte Sound, but we made it. We sailed for a good chunk of it, but we made it across, and that was a long day. Now we're in Alert Bay, and do you know that in the 60s and 70s, there was 1,000 fishing boats here.
Is that right?
Yeah. What do you remember anything about when you were in Alert Bay?
No, I don't remember that many boats. That's for sure.
Well, do you remember coming here, though?
Oh yeah.
What was it like?
Yeah, what was it like here?
Well, those places, you know, we pass by them and maybe pop in for a second, but we're on our way out to go fishing, so we never spend much time in those little places. In those places, any of them.
Oh,
Same as Ocean Falls, you know. You go in there for fuel up or whatever for a day, and then we're gone.
yeah, but that's where you met Mom.
Yeah, and that was normally we go there, and then we arrive in the afternoon or something, and then we have a good night's sleep and look around, and the next day we're gone. But that trip we stayed a couple days. That's how I met Mom.
Oh, wow.
But normally we're not there very long now. We're heading out to the fishing grounds, and you know, we anchor out there.
Yeah. Well, Devlin's looking forward to hearing some of your fishing stories when you come up to Yellowknife.
Yeah, just tell her if you get on a halibut boat, you never go on there with a black suitcase. That's bad luck.
Oh.
Or you never open a can upside down on any boat. If you do a can of beans or something, you open it upside down, throw it overboard. Never eat out of it. And you don't talk about pigs.
Oh.
Another bad thing. So.
Is bacon banned too?
Is which?
Is bacon banned?
Bacon? No, you can eat bacon, but don't talk about pigs.
Okay.
Well, that's good to know.
On a halibut boat, they're pretty superstitious compared to salmon boats.
Oh.
You know, salmon boats they don't care as much, but halibut boats, long line for halibut, no, those guys, the old timers, they were pretty superstitious.
Funny.
A guy told me years ago when he was fishing halibut, they hired a new fella, and he come down at night and got on board, and they came the next morning. They were there, and they left, and they went out, and they're having bad weather and not much fish, and then the guy went to pick up his clothes out of his bag, and it was a black suitcase, and that's it. They headed right into town.
Oh,
That's why they had bad luck and bad weather, of course.
of course.
Yeah, the suitcase did it.
The suitcase, the black suitcase did it.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go. We just wanted to call and say Happy Father's Day and
I thank you.
Tell you where we were,
That sounds good.
and then I'll send you guys a message when we're in Vancouver, safe and sound.
Yeah, do that for sure.
We will.
Okay, see you later, Devlin.
All right. Have a good night, Al.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye
bye.
bye.